Walt Disney Company made desperate announcements intended to put Epic Universe on the defense. Instead, it's Disney, however, who is back in a corner. The mouse looking for some way out of the trap it's set for itself. Today, folks, we'll dive into how Disney fumbled hugely D23 and how the next generation is escaping, going to Universal Studios, no longer considering Disney the place to be. And it's also the premiere debut of Mexican Ironkid. Hello, folks. Welcome back to the Pro Channel, the place where we endeavor to explain entertainment. And if you're watching this video at its premiere, well, we don't normally do premieres like this, but folks, sometimes you have a new star in the making and you have to do it this way. Happy to have all of you with us. If you're watching this on the replay, no worries. It's just the same as any other video in that regard, so you're not missing anything. If you're watching this live, well, you're welcome to drop a super chat. We can't respond to them on screen, but I am in the audience reading all of it, and I will respond to any super chats you do or any gifted memberships, and we truly do appreciate you. This is well, we just wanted to do this to celebrate. You know, Mexican Iron Man has been such a profound supporter of this channel and others, and with his son now coming on the scene, well, we just wanted to shine that light a little bit more even than we typically do. Let's also shine a light on this, folks. Take a look, and as we dive in, click that like button. Here is a post, a tweet, a squeak out of It's Lucas Kim, someone whose account has about 1,000 followers, but their image calls them or puts them behind the Good Morning America desk and says they're a social media influencer. So fair enough. We'll put you up on the screen here. You can be a social media influencer with us right now. And here's what it says. Monsters, Inc. doesn't belong in Walt Disney World. Zootopia doesn't belong in Walt Disney World. Cars don't belong in Walt Disney World. IPs don't belong in Walt Disney World. I have a better idea. Can we tell these people that they don't belong in Walt Disney World? I'd like some new rides and attractions for once, even if it's replacement. Of course, this is a false dichotomy, right? The idea is, well, you can either have these things and replace the beautiful things with them, or you'll have nothing at all. That's, of course, obnoxious and false. There's so much land to expand at Disney that it strains the brain to kind of understand who and why such insane ideas are out there. And here's what I had to say about this. Responding to It's Lucas Kim, you already did. That's how you cratered the stock by 60% and achieved historically low crowd levels in the summer. Congratulations. And for those of you who wonder, is this true? Well, again, going back to this website like we did yesterday, thrillldata.com, we love it. Take a look at this. July was the lowest month in terms of wait times, which is well correlated to actual attendance, the lowest since 2022 started, which was the resumption of normal operations at Disney post-pandemic. So 2021, you can throw that out because, well, everything was weird. Capacities were artificially limited greatly. The way you even rode rides was changed up. So since 2022, since January 2022, July, which is the primetime vacay time, is down at the lowest you've seen. August, by the way, is about to drop lower than that. We suspect September will be even lower. So, yeah, go for it. You all keep doing this. You all keep saying these sorts of things about how, well, you just go ride something else. You go somewhere else. You don't come to Disney if you don't like it. Well, you did it. Good job. Now the company's down 60% and they're freaking out. Epic Universe is about to be the #1 theme park. So keep at it. Well, folks, there's something else going on here, though, and that is that Disney is not only losing when it comes to bringing in guests to the parks, but they're losing the next generation of guests. In fact, the next generation of guests, they really don't even see Disney as the leader in this anymore. Disney was the unrivaled champion of theme parks. They were the one who created the whole thing, Walt himself. That's no longer the case in the minds of the next generation of kids coming up. And they're going to be taking their families one day to go to theme parks, and they don't have now this connection to Disney as being the place you want to go. Today, we're going to turn this over now to Mexican Ironkid. Of course, he has his own other name, but we enjoy that name. Mexican Iron Man's son joins us for his big YouTube channel debut right now. Mexican Iron Man is here to introduce Mexican Ironkid, also known as Maximus, the Maximum Max Canool. Mike, take it away.
Yeah, Pro, thanks for having us both here. As you know, I am not a YouTuber, though many would disagree with that. But this is my 11-year-old. This is Maximus Antonio Cano. We call him Max on YouTube. He's known as actually Maximum Content to my friends and family. He's known as Mexican Ironkid, although he is Maximum Content. But he is a big fan of Universal. He's chatted with me a little bit about feelings that he has about his analysis. He's really into theme parks. In fact, right now he's using a theme park builder to build his own theme park virtually on the graphics PC behind us. And
not sponsored by Planet Coaster, maybe.
Planet Coaster.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, basically, I'm just gonna let you talk to him and just have a free-flowing conversation. Then I've told him to be completely honest about how he feels and what he thinks.
Yippee.
And have a good time.
Okay.
Now, Mike, there was quite the fight about who was going to get first rights to have Max on their channel, and I am honored that you guys have selected this channel to do so. But I have to know before we do this big debut, you're not a YouTuber, but what about Maximum Content? Is Mexican Ironkid a YouTuber?
If we're talking double O's, maybe, maybe not. But if we're talking YouTube with the U, possibly, depending on how I go forward. So maybe, maybe not. Just depends on the future.
I love it. A chip off the old block.
All right, well, let's dive into this conversation with Max. And Max, Bob Iger, after our conversation, he may be looking at double O's. It may be loser, because I think you have a position on Universal that many out there are going to agree with. So let's hop into the conversation right now. Let's get started. First of all, tell us about your most recent trip to Universal Studios.
All right, so most recent trip, we went through the whole resort, and I'm talking theme parks, not hotels, but went through all the theme parks. We went to their two main gates, Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios. Amazing. Volcano Bay as well. Great. Everything's great. They have great maintenance. Nothing was closed when we were there. So they definitely keep it up. Their food's great. They care great for their customers, or whatever you want to call them. Guests.
Max, what was your favorite part about your Universal trip? What was the most fun you had?
Oh, you had riding Hagrid's for the first time. Anybody in this world who has ridden Hagrid's knows how good it is, because you have no idea. Like 50 miles an hour, I was like, oh God, that's a little speed demon. You will not feel it, because the most intense part of the ride isn't even that part. And there's a lot of surprises. It's amazing. Story's great. Their animatronics are great. And even though we had to wait like 70 minutes, it was worth it. No express, still worth it. Everything else was express, and it definitely helped with it. So they definitely know how to work with their queues as well.
Fantastic. And did you enjoy all the queues? Or did you appreciate the immersive experience they gave you?
Oh yeah, they were all great in some way. I mean, even like the small motion sims they have Universal Studios style, like for example, Kong Skull Island, that Islands of Adventure, it had a great queue. Even in Studios Main, Diagon Alley, Escape from Gringotts, still a great queue. And also, just every queue in general, like, has something special to it, because the way they treat it, even if it's small references, like, the only place that I'd say in the resort doesn't have the most immersive queues are probably, like, I'd say, like, maybe DreamWorks Land, kind of Toon Lagoon, but those areas haven't, like, been getting too much love, and, like, DreamWorks Land, it just opened recently as well, so there's that.
All right, so let's talk about the eating experience then. You love the rides, you love the queues, but what about when you got hungry? Did you enjoy a butterbeer? Did you enjoy any of the fantastic treats they've got around Universal?
Yeah, I never got a chance to try butterbeer. I'm still mad that I never did, but I'm gonna find some way to have butterbeer. Hopefully they have it at Epic Universe, but
Max, I'm gonna get it shipped to you. Don't you worry. I'll talk to your dad. We'll get you some butterbeer shipped over. You wait till those 5 gallons of butterbeer show up.
Yes. But yeah. But
all right.
Food
so
was
Max,
great.
Islands of Adventure. Well, go ahead. Tell us about the food, and then I want to ask you which one you prefer, Islands of Adventure or the OG Universal. But tell us about the food again. I cut you off a little bit.
So at Islands of Adventure, food-wise, it just started out. I just got some water just to start off after I did Hagrid's because I was kind of winded. Just simple play water. They don't make it them right though, but they do get it from other sources. Just classic theme park stuff. But I mean, it's still decent. Everything's good quality. Then their snacks, even though they were overpriced, they had this cool little not like bar, but like kind of had like drinks and stuff, to basic snacks. It was kind of a bit overpriced, so that's my only con with it. It was still great. They had their drinks were great. Mom and Dad enjoyed it, so did I. Nice slushies were amazing. And then Pizza Predatorio, not one of their restaurants, but one of their food stands. It was actually really good, and even though it's just like a food stand and like a decent size queue, you could call it, I guess, a line. Even though it's considered a food stand, it's actually still really good. I mean, still up there with Louis in my opinion. Pizza Predatoria. Louis is still probably king, but at every place, you can't really say what's the best. I mean, other people say what's the best, what's the worst. I can't really agree what's the worst because I just enjoy it all. So that
did you ride the classics? Did you ride the Hulk? Are you into the big coasters?
No, but I'm trying to work myself up to it, for the next 2 years. That's what I'm working on.
Well, we all believe in you, Max. You're going to work your way. Listen, Velocicoaster, by next year, you're going to be a pro. You'll have no fear of the big rides whatsoever. You're going to be enjoying everything. I believe in you.
Yes.
All right. So let's talk about Universal versus Disney then. I don't know if you've heard, Max, but Disney parks, the attendance is down this summer. Can you explain to the folks out there why you think that Universal right now seems to be beating Disney in Central Florida?
Well, I just want to start out with the central statement. Everybody was saying that Universal's on the brink of winning a battle and is going to win the war with Epic Universe, but I think they said this, that it's probably the battle's probably going to be winning by the end of 2024, then the war is going to be won with Epic Universe. But the battle has already ended, and I believe that there's no truce. The war is this close to winning because...
How'd they win, Max? How did they do it? How did Universal pull ahead?
Because I think what they did is that while Disney focuses on trying to get money to try to install stuff for more guest attendance, Universal still knows, because both are multi-million-dollar theme park companies. At least we're talking about the theme park branches of each company. Each are multi-million-dollar investments, for sure. That's for sure. Billion-dollar investments with their theme parks. Coasters at million-dollar investments. But the thing is, I think what Universal really excels in is that they don't just focus on getting money to get more guest attendance. Sure, every theme park focuses on that. They care about what guests enjoy the most. And they don't have any bias. They don't have really terrible bias with all their content, because they have their own content. They have Discover Universal. They have the classics, Ride Guys, Dine and Ride. This is Universal. It's just kind of insane, but it isn't really that biased, because at the end of the day, they still have really good stuff just in general, and they just focus on the actual experiences, kind of like what the classic Disney Dream was, the most magical place on earth. They're trying to make it feel like that, not what to the higher ups pay like that.
Now, Max, are you looking forward to Epic Universe? Are you hoping to go do Super Nintendo World when it comes?
Yes, I am so excited as well. The 3 family coasters they got, Starfall Racers. When I open myself up to it, I'm probably gonna dig that, because oh my god, this park, not only is it huge, but it does everything. It can go from literally a figure 8 carousel that's never really been done before to stuff that's unique, gentle, like I just mentioned, the carousel. In this case, Constellation Carousel, all the way to the insane roller coaster that is Starfall Racers. They got everything. They got Hiccup Swing Gliders. They got Isle of Burke. And I just want to say, not only am I really excited for this park as a general, I'm proud of how Universal did their finances to get where they are. Because Epic Universe, if you notice, they have an Isle of Burke and themed land. And Universal, does have DreamWorks. It has a lot of DreamWorks at that. They have their own mini kind of land and studios at that. But you notice at, like, for example, Motion Gate, they also have Isle of Berk. So they took it smart and they said, hey, we'll let you get some of this. We can all use it. And they came to an agreement so that they could use it for their own coasters or lands in the situation. So they played it smart because all these lands are kind of designed in a way that, ignoring Ministry of Magic, they probably won't get expanded. That's the best part about this. It's like, and even though it could age, I don't think it'll ever age because the cutting edge technology people are saying it's going to have, woo, wow.
You know, it kind of looks to me like it's almost as if a Planet Coaster theme park was dropped down on Earth. That's what it appears to me to be, Max. And Max, you and your dad, you got to enjoy the model that shows what Epic Universe is going to be like. Can you tell the folks out there what the exhibit was like, the augmented reality experience?
Oh, yeah. I only got to check it out for, sure, we were in there for like 45 minutes. So we didn't get the AR part because we didn't realize the Wi-Fi until like 15 minutes before we were out of there. But it kind of had a cool interactivity to it. Like, even though it's literally just like a giant model, it still has a lot of stuff to it. Of course, they have the amazing merchandise they're putting out as well, just for some extra cash grabs, even though a situation like with finances already kind of got Disney paying for Universal. We'll talk about that later, if not right now. But what it was like kind of really just cool because you could just, not only did they have the coaster models, they had the trains, and then the cars would light up. It, even though like it felt unreal, like it still had some of that realism. Like, sure, the dragons flying like 3 super animated isn't exactly how it's going to be. I want to talk about that in a minute, but also how just it kind of just blows you away because when you realize that even though there's some effects that'll never come, like for example the actual windmill burning like it did in Dark Universe, it still just blows you away because all of that, the the coaster trains function how they would or how they do in the like models, like even like stuff in Nolan's too, for example. But just all of it is just mind-boggling to just see it because when you just realize how big this thing is, it's the size of all the Universal Resort parks, including Volcano Bay. It's huge, and just to think that will eventually expand someday is like mind-boggling, and just seeing how the interactivity works is great.
Max, which one's cooler? Super Nintendo World or Tiana's Bayou Adventure? Exactly.
What kind of question is that?
Exactly,
well, you're comparing a land to a mid-ride. So like in that case, if you're
did you just call Tiana's a mid-ride, Max?
The idea it had was like pretty decent, and then the animatronics, from what I've seen, kind of just make it mid.
I'm gonna have to stop Bob Iger from coming to your house. He's gonna be angry. The CEO of Disney is going to be mad about this one, Max. But I agree with you. All right, Max. You said you wanted to talk about flying dragons. What do you got? What's the latest scoop?
Oh, Malanta. So, it's recently surfaced that above Isle of Berk, there have been dragon drones spotted with realistic animations, and we're talking like, and there was a really HD photo of a night fury, possibly toothless, but still, they have really realistic. They fly like dragons. Their animatronics can sustain themselves. Their drones can fly really well. They're not like super loud either, because I mean, like what, from one of the hotels like on site, they literally went outside, you couldn't hear it at all, so it wasn't like extreme super loud either. So it was unbelievable. One of the images, which I could screenshot, but I don't know how to do that, but the Night Fury is like super realistic. You could see like it feels more like realistic than anything. Like, sure, right now they're only like doing like not as many hinges as it will be in like the final one, kind of just like this. But like even then, the photos, one of the most recent photos, still shows it with hyper realistic wing motion. And if they delivered what the photo is saying this is going to be, this is probably going to be the most impressive animatronic like for the next 30 years, possibly, if we're lucky.
Folks, You heard it here first. Mexican Ironkid, a.k.a. Maximum Content, a.k.a. Max Canool, bringing truth bombs, that is, and dropping them on the heads of Disney execs, telling you what kids are really saying about Universal Studios versus Walt Disney World going forward. Investors, take notice. Now, Max, are you a YouTuber? Do you have a YouTube channel out there that folks could find?
Yeah, at Maximum Content, M and C is capital.
What kind of content are you doing, Max? What are you up to?
Just right now, I only have upload 4 stuff, but in the future, I'm gonna make theme park content, maybe explaining some things like kind of you do on this channel. Kind of explaining Disney Universal, kind of doing news, but also showcasing my own creations and Theme Park Tycoon 2 and also Planet Coaster as well. So
all right, well, folks, you have been introduced to a YouTube star in the making. Max, before I let you go, though, just one question.
Yeah.
Your opinion on Alf.
Sorry, what'd you say?
Alf. It's your dad's favorite character. You've not heard about it?
No, I'm sorry. No.
Oh, go tell him that Tom from Midnight's Edge said that he loves Alf. He'll tell you all about it.
Okay. Nice.
All right, folks, that's the video for today. We hope you have a great time. We'll see you real soon. Folks, we've come to the end. It has been a joy. Before you go, though, let me say this. We're going to redirect you to Vacation Radio, and we certainly appreciate you going to Vacation Radio and watching this stuff over there if you're watching this live. And just let that play because it's really helping us out. We figured out why YouTube was not allowing us to get monetized with that channel, and we need to do these premieres, apparently, to make it happen. It's our first step into original content, but it's just the beginning. We're happy to announce that New Rock Radio, we're not sure what the name will be, but it'll be New Rock Music, all original, will be coming to YouTube later this year. So New Rock Station coming out later this year. We'll have the exact time ready for you soon. But, and of course, new music coming to Vacation Radio. Once this is monetized, well, we believe that YouTube will send this thing to the skies, and it will be because you were so kind and so benevolent as to let this play in the background and enjoy the music, which we think and hope that you will. Folks, on the way out the door, consider clicking the like button, share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms, and don't forget, drop a comment and give a little bit of feedback, positive we hope, to Mexican Ironkid. Did you have fun meeting Mexican Ironkid Max for the first time? We hope you did. Folks, it's time to say goodbye. We'll redirect you right now. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.